Right moment. I've been looking for you.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no. You've done so much for Lea Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds. That simply won't do. Especially since I imagine you still have a very long journey ahead of you. Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy. Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis, part of our illumination, if you will. I will not go into too much detail, but the teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket
So, in the eyes of an adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. What? But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that
That's right! Finding stuff's what we're good at, after all.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for... What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching. Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glazed lilies thrived most profusely. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies, but almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it is today. Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely bare of it. In any case, smaragdus jadeite is an adepti treasure, and goodness knows if that child will succeed in...
Well, since you're an adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help...
yes.
She counts?
Oh,
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yen Fei. She's the one helping run some... Yen Fei, I believe you already heard of the traveler and his traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. Before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of a shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details, and if you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and
All right, Yenfei, all right. You'll have to excuse Yenfei.
Paimon was gonna ask...
an adeptus? He mentioned they had me, and once I...
Well, that's a big cat.
Well, Anyway, let's not...
Is that so, Yenfei?
I know, Granny, you've...
Whoa.
Commercial consultancy. Krussel. A Snezhnayan merchant. He mentioned that So, I guess I'll go look for him. Oh, you want to join?
Wow. Best we be...
Hello, Mr. Crossell. How's business been?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei.
You're too kind.
Miss Yanfei.
Wait,
No, I'm not. The contract in return, I included.
Guaranteed genuine?
Of course. This.
In that case,
Oh, of.
thanks a lot, Mr.
What's the hurry? Dodge this! Cool it! What's the hurry?
Oh, whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me. Is there something I can help?
How do you do, Miss? My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take...
The hairpins. I don't know how I spent so much money. My we now have a big banquet. That's what the hair... But now that I've...
why does Pine...
Would you
Hold on.
Huh?
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei's true!
Right. I finished reading. Furthermore, and given the rare...
Even higher. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
However...
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so how exactly would we be able to... Whichever way you...
Except that if we found...
Please. However much it is, now that it's come to...
Yes, legally. So hold on a moment.
What did I feed? My family has...
No, it's nothing.
Ah, Miss Yan. You lost them.
I'm sorry.
Mora. I did.
No problem. But it was in fact
Of course.
All right, understood. I'll
Thank you very much.
Looks like I'll have to...
Please wait, Mr. It's not...
You can't beat the atmosphere.
Miss Yanfei, what...
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the Orin laid on the...
What do you mean?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer. I don't know if Granny told you this, but if mere mortals come into Mr. Chow, did you at any...
No.
Now that is... If I've deduced correctly, he may...
If that's the case, we should go confront him.
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way. And then, after that, he would simply insist that meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and...
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share...
Well then, since you're so...
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first...
Huh? Does there have to be a contract? It feels like.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Any work commissioned, but not bound by...
I understand.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. And I'll also need your signatures on paper.
This contract has so many pages.
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and...
I've had to read...
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite... I don't believe you have been part of an investigation.
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask...
Because, as it happens, I'm whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or... Also, the idea of someone abused... But again, let's not dwell on this. Ah, I've got it. If Mr. Crossell had his...
Why, hello.
No, nothing of the...
Snezhna. That was the first. He was quite generous. Why, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Try your luck betting on Jade?
I just like to make people smile.
Huh? If my eyes don't deceive me, yes. I've heard it said that...
A thin layer of separate.
If you must see for yourself...
Is that so? Did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao was able to tell what it was?
There's nothing special to it. It just so... These two stones actually look very similar. There may be only a... And...
All right, let's focus...
But, never mind.
Unusual action...
Miss Yenfei?
If you could just confirm...
Yes.
Then I have no...
Of course.
Oh, this document... I wouldn't say there's...
With this hard evidence to...
On the contrary, if you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Aha! Got it!
Well, that was quick.
Because lots of... As you know, Liyue... But the amendments made... As such...
So you helped...
Yes, well...
You...
You sound surprised. Knowing the law... Oh, this has nothing...
Again with that...
Well, that's that then.
Try your luck betting on Jade?
What's the hurry?
Oh, Miss Yenfei, it's you.
Have no further trouble. Has a merchant...
Crossell, the design of this order was on hold for a very long time.
Doesn't seem like...
Miss Sinksy.
Yes, Mr. Crossell, I also kept a copy for my own records. The inlaid gem...
Thank you, Sinksy.
Sure, it isn't
Nothing you need to worry about.
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or something is in trouble?
I believe we have almost all the evidence we...
The weirdo with the snake...
Because once we have this fine...
Come on, let's get moving. We're not frozen in place after all. What's the hurry?
My. To what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid that if you're looking for our little Chi-Chi, she's out. And if it isn't Miss Yanfei as well. Now that's an even rarer honor. What business brings you here, might I inquire? Some charlatans peddling ineffectual medicines again, no doubt?
No. I'm here this time to ask if you're familiar with Smaragdus jadeite.
Smaragdus jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it included in the 6th commentary on the 7 Mountain Treatises. The 7 Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains, and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. It is abundant in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they fall ill. Worst case scenario, they'll suffer great changes in personality and their illness will only ever get worse. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to chit-chat. Knowing you, Yanfei, and given the specific nature of your question, I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official affidavit attesting to the pharmaceutical peculiarities of Smaragdus jadeite?
That is indeed the case. If you would be so kind, Dr. Baiju.
No trouble at all. It's just a single document. Won't take me a moment. I would mention, though, that you are not the only one who's developed a curiosity for Smaragdus jadeite recently. A Snezhnayan merchant came to ask me about it not long ago. But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of remarkable disappointment. I wonder, Miss Yanfei, if your pressing business might be related to the Snezhnayan merchant?
Ah, you needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baiju. Thank you for penning us that document. I'll make sure to compensate you in due course.
You're too kind. Take care now.
That Baiju guy is as weird as ever. Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust you will now be in a position to assess the compensation due.
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded. I can now provide a final figure for the amount payable.
Wonderful. Well then, please, could you do the honors, Miss Yanfei?
Of course. According to the stipulations of the contract, Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely there's been some kind of mistake, Miss Yanfei.
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid within the smaragdus jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow was, in fact, smaragdus nephrite. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable for this sum, which is payable to Mr. Chow in Mora.
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yanfei, you cannot frame me like this. I spent a huge sum to obtain that smaragdus jadeite, and yet you claim that the ore inlaid on the hairpins is somehow fake? I demand to see your evidence.
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine. Traveler, please produce the evidence in question. If we want to determine whether the ore is genuine, we need to start with evidence from the Jade Mystery. Clearly, you still have a few things to learn about this aspect of legal proceedings. If we want to determine whether the ore is genuine, we need to start with evidence from the Jade Mystery. Clearly, you still have This is a processing record from the Jade Mystery, along with stone samples and an affidavit signed by the business owner, Chateau.
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between smaragdus jadeite and smaragdus nephrite. How does this prove anything? In any case, smaragdus nephrite is the outer layer of smaragdus jadeite. So I had him cut away the nephrite, he returned the valuable jadeite core to me, and some nephrite samples remain in the store. What am I missing exactly?
That's an unsubstantiated belief.
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated. And we are here to talk about evidence, aren't we?
Ugh. Looks like our first piece of evidence didn't convince him at all. Seems like he came prepared. What should we do next?
Hard evidence, something legally binding. We have just the thing. Show him, Traveler. Oh, come on. I meant the backup copy of the document from the Ministry of Civil Affairs. The one we got from Sinxi of...
This document proves that my hairpins are the real deal, doesn't it? This is the Ministry's seal, after all. It shows that the ore inlaid on the pins is indeed smaragdus jadeite.
Our second piece of evidence didn't work either. And this guy's getting more belligerent by the second.
You know, you could be right. Perhaps the hairpins are the real deal after all.
Of course I'm right. All the evidence shown supports my story.
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do recall one final piece of evidence that we haven't revealed yet. Traveler, would you do the honors? This shall serve as decisive proof of our case.
What's this?
Smaragdus jadeite sustained Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar properties of smaragdus jadeite?
I had no idea.
No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. But for you to have rented out such a dangerous item... I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient considering that, as you say, you were ignorant of the danger you posed. Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence presented here will be handed over to the Ministry. I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigations.
What? Wait! I knew.
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear, Mr. Crossell. But if you knew of Smaragdus Jadeite's dangerous properties beforehand, why would you...
Huh? No, The hairpins aren't actually
inlaid with genuine Smaragdus Jadeite? Is that what you were about to say? You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means that you will have to pay Ms. Zerchow 10 times the original price in Mora? Mr. Crossell, your answer, please. My client and I are waiting.
Yep, he's seriously intimidating right now. It's like...
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had inlaid on those hairpins was Smaragdus nephrite. But I'm a victim in all of this too. I invested a great deal of time but after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I couldn't sleep a wink or eat a single bite. I was in a constant state of agitation too. I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone cannot be worn as jewelry. But how could I let all that money go to waste? That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from Smaragdus nephrite, which is almost indistinguishable from Smaragdus jadeite. I kept the real Smaragdus jadeite in a specially made box. I daren't touch it again. I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent them out, not sell them. And then to top it all off, Zhiqiao lost the hairpins after I rented them out to her.
Exactly! If they weren't the real deal, why'd you make her pay so much?
I didn't want to either, but when I purchased that Smaragdus jadeite, some of my business partners found out. I knew they'd be watching closely to see how much I could make off it. If word got out that I sold a pair of fake hairpins, then my days in this line of business would be over.
All right, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see what bearing any of this has on your transaction with my client. According to the contract, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original price in Mora, and that is final.
10 times?
Croso looks like he could faint any second.
As for me, according to my contract with Mr. Chow, 20% of that's...
20%? That's...
Even if the... However, Miss...
What?
Miss Yunfei.
Well,
Thanks so much.
Oh, come on. Well then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has...
Actually, I could see from the hair if we could...
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus jadeite that...
Exactly.
The right solution the objective of my client, an adeptus. Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by the title of a... In any case, don't you think that the Liyue...
Paimon can think of someone...
Well, since we got what we came for...
My friend, what can I get?
you've returned. How did it go? Were you able to find the Smaragdus jadeite? Good, good.
Well, if we're all...
Oh, you.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose the business card I gave you. I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law, come find me directly. Regulars get discounts, too.
Come now, child. Are you leaving or are you not?
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child. Goodness knows where she learned to be so rambunctious. Her father was hardly so riotous or fond of talking nonsense back in the day when he stood beside Rex Lapis. Yanfei. All right, then. Let us speak of this no more. Back on topic. I believe that I still owe you a little gift.
Oh, Paimon's so excited! How is it made?
It is but a single teapot. It shan't take long at all. Hold it firm. Take these blueprints with you.
Wait a minute!
Oh.
Wow! This teapot seems even bigger inside than Madame Ping's! There's even a great big house in the middle, too! Huh. But there's just a whole load of nothing around it. Paimon can't do that! Well, you're the one with... Still. Oh, wait a second. What?
Wow, it seems that we have a visitor.
It's a huge finch!
Excuse me, I am not a finch. I am a teapot spirit, and you may call me... hang on a moment. What am I supposed to be called again? Oh, call me. I suppose you may call me Tubby.
So you're the...
Madam Ping? Oh, you must mean Ping. Yes, she did summon me here. She told me much about you. You may leave all matters regarding the upkeep of this realm to me. Your journey may be far from over, but at least this way you will not want for a comfortable place to sleep each night. Though it is thus, we teapot spirits were created to help guard their... You may consider... Now, have you any... As long as you have a blueprint...
Blueprint?
Yes, these are the... Just commit the... Then simply release...
Wow! Is that all it takes? Then we could build a whole city inside, couldn't we?
I doubt it. A golden-eyed adeptus explained this to me at some point in the past. He said, this world is not...
A golden-eyed...
I hardly remember myself. Well, let's not... If there's... If you ever have any questions...
What's the hurry? Well, hello? I didn't expect... Oh, I feel... all surprised is more... Exactly. It's more beautiful. It's been a while. Oh, this what? Fascinating. Hey, don't. Seems all the other knights already have their hands full. What's the hurry? What's the hurry?
How about we explore the area ahead of us later?
What's the hurry? I didn't know you were such a slacker. Come on, let's get moving. We're not frozen in place after all.